is Tosh. That's a new drummer. That's a pretty classic old song.
It's an old song.
Today in the drum department, we're going to put Tosh Peterson through the ringer. We're going to see what happens if we put a modern today's drummer playing some of your favorite classic songs right now on the drum department, which starts right now. You know, that was killer, dude.
Thanks.
That was
You're a
amazing.
beast.
You might be the hardest hitter we've had in a long time.
I'd say like top 5 for sure. Like with the in-ears in, it's still loud.
It's just the sonic wave that's coming off the drums. Welcome, Tosh, to Drumeo.
Well, thanks for having me.
This is so exciting. For those of you out there, if you're not familiar with Tosh, why don't you just give us a bit of your background? Because you are, I believe, a young man of 22.
Yeah.
But you've done lots of stuff. Like, you're not new to playing the drums.
Yeah, so
all.
thank you. That was a really cool intro. But yeah, I've been playing drums since I was 2 years old. So I guess 20 years now.
Nice.
I started touring when I was 16. I've played for a bunch of different artists. I've done Jaden, The Kid Leroy, Machine Gun Kelly, Young Thug, Bad Bunny, Lil Nas X. Royal and the Serpent. I just did some shows with Fall Out Boy, kind of just hop around with a bunch of different people. I love playing all different types of music, and yeah, I'm stoked to be here on Drumeo. I've been watching it since I was a kid, so.
I just want to say, this is crazy for me. Like, I remember watching your videos on YouTube when you were like 10 or something. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah, but back when I was on my dad's YouTube channel because I didn't know how to make my own.
Okay. Well, it all worked out.
Yeah, I learned how to make a YouTube channel eventually.
Yeah.
And your dad's here with us today.
Yeah, he's right there. In the
Also a
control room.
drummer.
Yeah.
Used to play with the English Beats.
Yeah.
So if you caught them any point, I think from the mid-90s to the early 2000s, he was the man on the drums.
Nice.
Super cool. But I was going to say also, I mean, clearly you can't play like that. Now, since you're 2, it makes a lot of sense. But you've also studied with Thomas Lang.
No, Thomas Pridgeon.
Thomas Pridgeon. Pardon me. The other Thomas.
The other
Yeah.
Thomas.
So many
I love
Thomas.
Thomas Lang. I love Thomas Lang. He's insane. But yeah, I took lessons with Thomas Pridgeon from the time that I was like 11 until 16.
Nice.
So
Amazing.
yeah, I went and found him playing at a bar by my house, and my dad held me up in the window.
way.
Yeah, so I found his like videos of him when I was probably 8 or 9 on YouTube, just like messing around and stuff, and then yeah, he was playing at a NAMM after show by my house, and so
Nice.
my dad went and held me up in the window, and because I
Check this guy out.
I was obviously a child and couldn't get into the bar, so
Yeah.
and Thomas is the whole reason I started an Instagram account because I just wanted him to see me, so I would like just tag him in all my videos that I would post, so he already
Nice.
knew who I was when I met him.
Oh, that's
And
amazing.
yeah, I
That's
took
great.
lessons with him for 5 years, and yeah, a few other people too. I took lessons with Jake Reed for a little bit too, who's a fantastic drummer, and yeah.
I think Tosh also has the highest hi-hats we've ever had in the studio.
It's got to
Like,
be close
Almost like face level.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a little shorter, that'd be face level for sure.
to. And I'm also trying to remember, I think first shirtless.
I believe so.
Thomas was shirtless, I believe, for one thing. I'm pretty sure he was.
Yeah, he probably got there. Yeah.
We started shirtless today, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to show off the artwork, right? So
Yeah.
super cool. All right, but just before we get into all the fun stuff that we're gonna do today, I did want to touch on one thing that happened in the past little bit of time here. The drumming community has lost a legend, so it's time for the news. Yes, so we just lost Joe Collado. We were talking earlier. Do you guys know who
I've
Joe
never
Collado
heard of
is?
Joe Collado.
So Joe Collado passed away this weekend at the ripe old age of 102. He's
Wow.
the person who invented the nylon tip drumstick.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Also founded Regal tip drumsticks.
Okay.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so if you can imagine, he was a cabinet maker and a drummer back in the early 50s, and he was tired of replacing ride cymbal sticks because he was playing a lot of jazz back in those days, right? And the stick tip would chip and it would break or whatever. He's like, I'm not getting the sound I want. I'm gonna keep getting new sticks. It's expensive. So he took apart an old screwdriver, like the plastic handle of a screwdriver, and whittled it down to a stick tip, shoved it on top of the stick, And he's like, whoa, I'm onto something.
This
here.
works.
Started
No
selling
way.
them in the back of like a magazine for, a few years for like $2 a pair. He couldn't keep up with orders. So he's like, I should probably go into business making these things. So he started Regal Tip. And then, of course, they're also famous for their brushes.
Yeah.
They were sort of the industry leaders in brushes. And so, thanks to Joe, we have all these great innovations. He's one of the pioneers. So a life well lived. Our condolences to the Collado family, of course, and to all the fans out there of nylon tip sticks. Right?
Yeah.
Super easy.
Wild.
Joe Collado.
Joe Collado, everybody. If you didn't know who Joe Collado is, you do now. And it's important. Because our history is like, it's what brings us to the next thing. You got to know a little bit about what happened before to get to where you're going.
I'd be curious to know, even just in the chat, the Drumeo chat and the YouTube chat, we should get a poll going to see how many of you use nylon versus wood tip.
Yeah,
I'm
actually,
sure
that's a great question.
It's split like 50-50, I'm sure.
I know in the office, I would say we definitely lean wood tip, I would say. Tosh, what do you use?
Yeah, I use wood tip, but I actually grew up playing nylon because that's what my dad always used.
Oh, there you go.
So yeah, I grew up playing nylon tips, but then ended up falling in love with the wood tips.
Yeah.
I played them a little bit, but I don't think I ever really stuck. How about you, Brandon?
I used nylon for a little bit, but I would always just snap them off.
Oh.
So went back to wood tip, but some of my favorite drummers use nylon. Kendrick Scott in particular,
No kidding.
one of my favorites.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, right.
It's good to have choices though, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we know who Tosh is. We've covered the news. That means it's time to get into the challenge.
Oh boy.
We're getting slower and slower on the upswing.
It's good.
So, Tosh, we got you here today. What we're gonna do? You started off brilliantly with playing CCR's "Fortunate Son." Okay, but we've challenged you to play a bunch more. And the whole idea of this is, out there, everyone watching, the whole idea is, we all want to be the drummer in our favorite bands, right? It's like you get to play along with your favorite recording, whatever it is, and it's like, oh, I wish I could be that drummer, because then you start playing the song, you get into it, you're like, you play a lick, you're like, oh, that's cool. I wonder how that would have sounded in the original recording. You come up with some other cool idea, cool groove, like, oh, I think that would work too. So today we've got a bunch of tracks prepared with no drums, and we're going to see what you would do to them, being the hip young modern guy.
To Toshify.
That's what we're calling it today. We're going to Toshify these songs. Now, you have been sent this list prior. Did you know all these songs?
I knew most of them.
Okay.
I tried to not prepare too much because otherwise I didn't want to play them exactly like
Love it.
how the original goes. So there's a few that I'm like, okay, I didn't want to listen to like the version with drums because I figured I was like, then I'm gonna just want to play that drum part,
Right.
because they're not songs that I necessarily play every day at home.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like, yeah. So, but I pretty much knew. I've at least heard most of them, or all of them.
Okay, so we're going to listen to a bunch of different tunes here. You're going to play the excerpts from them. And we want everybody out there to kind of discuss what you think of his take on it. Now, this isn't a judgment thing at all. It's more sort of like, does it change how the song feels? Does it make it more interesting? Does it make it more modern? Because like you were saying, it's like an original drummer on a song, like maybe it's The Who, let's say, with Keith Moon. But then Simon Phillips played a lot of that material later on.
Yeah.
It's like, I really like what Simon did to it. He played it totally different.
Yeah.
So let's see what happens today. Let's see what you do with these songs.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so we're going to start with the first one here. This is a classic by Jimi Hendrix. Let's see what happens.
That's crazy.
There's a lot of love for you in the chat.
Cool.
A bunch of folks said, actually not that far from the original. I think that was like a super modern interpretation of what Mitch Mitchell would have played. I think Mitch Mitchell would be like, yeah, all of that.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know. I was like,
I just think that it's so cool to hear that with a kit that sounds like that.
Yeah.
Like it's so different from, like, even if the style of playing is similar.
It's true.
Just with like super fat loose toms and a big kick, like tuned low.
All right, I want to cover the elephant in the room because everyone's been asking, how many cymbals do you go through when you're playing?
probably not as many as you would think.
That's what I was hoping you would say.
Yeah, probably. I think people assume I go through a lot of cymbals. I mean, I definitely go through a lot. I probably go through more at home because I play all day. But when I'm on the road, I mean, I was just out for 2 months and I replaced one crash. Like,
Nice.
It's not how hard you hit it, it's how you hit it.
Yeah, and so I'm like, yeah, I don't break a whole lot of cymbals. I would say crashes probably the most, you know, but I'll go through a couple in a year, you know. But and that's playing all day, every day when I'm at home, and then when I'm on the road, you know, still playing full sets and stuff. So yeah,
lots of energy for sure.
Nice.
All right, killer job. Okay, let's see what happens in the next song. Okay, we're gonna go in a different direction now. This is a classic from Deep Purple. This is what you're gonna do. So this is now what happens if you cover the great Ian Pace. So did you know this song? You know "Smoke on the Water"?
You know, I knew the song, and when I listened to it, I couldn't picture the drum part in my head. So
we'll find out.
All I remember is like 16th on the hi hat, and so we're just kind of see what happens.
Well, let's see what happens. All right, here is "Smoke on the Water."
Nice.
Yep. The overall consensus is all of that, yes. Better fills than the original, says Mad Mac. Those toms sound like absolute cannons. Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. So Brevicio says, this riff is a copy of a Brazilian song called Maria Multa, released 10 years before.
Oh, no way.
I'm going to dig into that
So
later.
some controversy.
So much. That's so good. And in the members area, I saw a couple of good quotes too. So it's Boo Kitty says, I don't know how he plays the hi-hats that high. That doesn't feel unnatural to you, clearly.
Yeah, no, this is just kind of like they've slowly raised up over the years. I remember being on tour and Thomas Pridgeon calling me, being like, "You're gonna have back problems. Your hi-hats are too low." And so like he was like, "Raise them up." So I just like kind of started raising them, and then it just got more comfortable. And then same with all my cymbals. They all started really low, and then just like as I've grown, I've raised them up, and I think it probably looks even higher too because of how low I sit. So it probably looks even gnarlier. Like,
right, super high,
but yeah.
The thing I was gonna say too is it's like when you went to the ride, you're crashing on the ride, those big wide notes. It really suits the tune for that part. It's like big wide washy thing, and I could see your dad in there, and while you're playing, he's like, and I caught Jesus doing it too.
Just vibing.
He's got the camera and he's super focused, but he's like.
Yeah, dude.
That's what it's all about, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was killer. All right,
Thank
next
you.
one up. This is a little bit different. It's a little more of a different way of looking at stuff. So this is a Stones tune.
I'm stoked for this one.
Yeah, this could be different. So did you know this song at all?
Yeah, I knew this one.
Okay, it's classic.
But I'm gonna try to.
You know,
the same
and
thing.
a lot of guys don't play like Charlie Watts is pretty specific in how he plays, pretty
Yeah.
understated drumming. So we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll see the lighter side of Tosh. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see. This is Start Me Up, everybody. Check this out.
Nice.
Fat pocket.
Yeah.
You know, like you totally respect the groove part in that song, and you're sitting in it like right in the friggin' middle of that groove. And I think that's like the thing. Like you see Steve Jordan play the gig now. That's exactly what he does. He plays way harder than Charlie ever
Yeah.
played. Charlie's like a jazz drummer, right?
Yeah.
And having that sort of power really suits, I
Sounds
think.
good.
Oh, thanks, dude. Yeah, I love watching Steve Jordan play Stone songs, and I think he's like a perfect blend of them getting a new drummer as well as still like kind of giving Charlie the respect that he
Yeah.
deserves. You know, I mean, he's such a legend. I mean, I love the Stones, so
I don't think, like, I mean, that list has a name on it, and it's Steve Jordan. I don't know who else they could possibly put in that chair.
Exactly.
Like,
well, there was a thing that said something. I don't know if I'm ranting too much, but there's a thing that said that Charlie was like, "I'll haunt you guys if you get a different drummer other than Steve Jordan or something like that."
really?
Like because he was filling in while Charlie was still alive.
right. That's right.
And there was something like that, but yeah.
So you get Steve Jordan.
I think the decision was made by the previous drummer.
Yeah. What better way?
They're all like, "Oh, well, that makes sense. Yeah, we'll go with that then."
Yeah. We like Steve.
Does he
was-
want to do it? Sure.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I can clearly see why you get called to play with everybody. Like,
Thank you.
and just a little aside, a little true story from today. While you've been here, you were called to do something. You're like, for this weekend, you're like, holy cow. And it's all kinds of styles, all kinds of things. I mean, you have such confidence and flow in your playing. I get it.
Thank you
Totally
so much.
get it.
Thank you.
All right, so now you like playing hip hop.
Yeah.
So an early precursor to that has a lot to do with funk music. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you a James Brown fan?
Oh, absolutely. And a lot of people don't know this, but my first touring gig that I ever did was playing for Nick West, who was Prince's bass player for a little while, and she worked in that whole scene. So my first like touring experience was playing funk music.
Nice.
How old were you?
So I was 16.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's a pretty good way to learn.
It was like I was like super. Yeah, I learned a lot on that gig.
I bet.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, let's put that, what you learned, to the test. So this is you playing some James Brown. Check this out.
Nice.
Get past the people, get past the hit man. Get on down tonight. Wanna get on the good foot. Good foot. I gotta get on the good foot. Going down to the crib and let all hang out. Where sober people know what it's about. Going down to the crib and let it all hang out.
the funk. You did not
Tight
overplay it.
sounds.
You chose to play just the right parts. A great question in the comments is, can he play quieter? Based on that, so you do a lot of like big tours, right? So you're playing in stadiums or places where volume's not a big deal, and I think you play very visually, so it's a big deal. You want to make sure you're seeing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Now, do you do gigs where you have to play quietly?
I do. The funny thing is most of the gigs I get called for, they want me to hit really hard and be loud and obnoxious. So that's just a lot of what I get called to do.
Sure. Yeah.
Definitely when I was younger, I did a lot more, like learning, but like we were talking about earlier how I started out doing musicals and musical theater in like a local theater company.
Nice.
And so, yeah, that was all like very like.
You probably can't play at that level.
Definitely not.
Unless it's like a Blink-182 musical.
Yeah.
Which I would definitely go
I would go
see.
to that too.
Yeah, I don't think they've made that one yet.
Not yet, but you'd be a great candidate for it, I think. All right, we got one more to do, and this one's a legendary band. In fact, they've been talking about it in the chat, Chris. No one knows what we have prepared for you.
Yeah.
But everyone says he's got to play some Zeppelin.
Yeah.
So I think we got to play some Zeppelin. So
This was the one that I was like, oh, I need to learn how to count this. So this morning in the hotel room, I was like, I should learn how to count this intro. So I'm like listening to it, just like counting it out with my dad in there.
Yeah, that will be a tip off to what song this is going to be if you know.
Yeah.
This is one of those really like debatable intros.
Yeah.
It works many ways and how you count it, and it doesn't really matter what it is. So
Sounds right.
As long as it's right, it's right. So here we go. This is you taking a spin at Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll. Here we go. Wow.
Let's go.
All of the energy, and I love how you hit that cymbal. I'm watching that stand, like half the time you hit it, just goes up in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm used to. I usually put sandbags down.
I can see why. And
Nice.
also, I have to comment on they're not giant cymbals.
No, like
They're kinda,
19s?
Yeah,
18s?
19s and 18s
We're
over
not
here.
rolling like 22s or anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually I'll do a 19 up here and then two 20s over here.
Yeah.
And I like the 24 ride at home, but for the most part touring, I keep it a 22.
Nice.
Oh yeah. Honestly, I loved how you played that. So, do you know how the proper way to play that? It's like with the left hand and right hand mirroring each other. It's ba 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 ba
yeah.
ba. It does that all the way through the tune.
Oh, really?
But the way you played it, you kind of pushed the whole thing all the way through, and love that because it's like that. It's like the modern version of rock and roll. It isn't a way.
Yeah, because I feel like back in the 50s and 60s, so common. So many people were playing shuffles.
Yeah.
And I feel like if that was a brand new song in 2023, like most people would probably play it like that. Just
Yeah,
like
yeah,
straight
definitely.
up. I don't know anyone who would just play Ghosts.
No,
for
that's the
whole
thing. That's exactly it. But you're still bringing that energy and that drive.
Yeah.
It's like I'm imagining you playing with Zeppelin, and it's like, yeah, this is really working. Like it's, you know what I mean? It's like, well, think about it. Like we had a chance. Unfortunately, we lost Taylor Hawkins, but then we got to see all these amazing drummers play with the Foo Fighters. We're all kind of going, oh, what's this gonna look like? What's this sound like? Right?
Yeah.
And some of them, you're like, whoa, totally out of left field. Really cool. I don't know if it's a good fit.
Yeah.
And then you see someone, you go, oh, they could do that gig.
Yeah.
You know, did you want to do that gig?
Oh yeah, I think everyone in the world wanted that idea. I was shocked that they were playing again, and I'm really happy to see that they are. Just obviously as a fan, like I want to see Foo Fighters, you know, and that's amazing that they're still keeping it going. And I think Josh is a perfect fit, and Josh is one of my favorite drummers, so
totally,
it's amazing.
All right, we're going on to the bonus round now. There's 2 more songs that I did not send you. Ooh. We're gonna find out what happens. So go ahead and you can just like kind of let them marinate as they come up here. So you don't have to start playing off the top. But we got 2 more prepared for you.
It's like 70 years old.
Yes, I was just gonna say this is the oldest of the songs I
Going
chose.
way back in time.
Way back.
And are you playing it with drums or without drums?
No drums.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not sure what they queued up for you, so we'll find out.
Cool.
Mystery
This is
round.
a complete mystery. This should be interesting. And then the last one we teased in the thumbnail. So.
Nice.
All right, so let's do the vintage track right now, and let's see what happens.
Okay.
You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Well, they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, they said you was high class. Well, that was just a lie. Yeah, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine.
That's great. Had that kind of like rockabilly vibe to it.
Yeah, it's just like the weird swing straight thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loved it. Are you an Elvis fan?
Yeah, definitely. That song actually, I haven't played. I mean, I've heard that song,
Sure.
but I've never played along to that one, and really, it's been a long time since I've heard it. But I was in a band a few years ago that did like a straight cover of it, and so it was like, "You ain't nothing but a."
Nice.
Very different, obviously, but yeah, I like that song a lot.
That's super cool. All right, this last one, I will admit, this could crash and burn horribly, but that's fun too.
Yes.
I'm curious what it is. I'm so.
This is from the 80s.
Okay.
I'll give you that much. Very famous bands from many, many years. This was actually part of the resurgence in that era. And a very famous actor is in the video playing drums. That's all I'm saying. Let's give him the last song, guys.
All right.
Whoa, I'm confused.
Perfect.
I heard about Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you. Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go? Jamaica, off the Florida Keys. There's a place called Kokomo. That's where you wanna go to get away from it all. Bodies in the sand, tropical drink, nothing in your hand. We'll be falling in love to the rhythm of a steel drum band. Done Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take it. Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama. Key Largo, Montego, baby, why don't we go?
Nice.
I love that. That makes me want to actually listen to that song now. Have you ever heard that song?
Definitely, it's not like I've never heard it. But
Probably
it's
in a
there somewhere.
supermarket or an elevator at some point in your life. Checking into a hotel, you're like,
Who is it?
the Beach Boys.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
It's a song
don't know
called.
if I could tell you the original drum part though. I don't know. I don't even
Yeah,
know
it's
it.
not that one.
yeah.
Gotta dig that.
It's pretty pedestrian because it's the Beach Boys. It's
Yeah.
all about the vocals, right? And the famous drummer in that video, of course, is John Stamos.
And
right?
it's still, yeah.
Yeah. Uncle Jesse, if you guys remember.
Jesse.
There's a great comment in YouTube. I gotta mention it from Coraz Gian. I hope I got that right. Enough of the geezer rock era, guys. It's 2023. That's the point.
That's why Tosh
we
is
have
here.
the 2023 drummer playing to the geezer rock. Quite literally geezer rock.
I love that.
That's okay. I like it when they call us out like that because we're unabashedly doing exactly that.
Yeah, that's the point.
That's it, exactly. But
We're calling you out now.
Again, it's just the creativity and the fun that you brought to that, and you just had fun with it. But it's like all that stuff totally works because you're listening and you're applying what you know, right?
Yeah.
With your
jam
edge
along.
to it, right?
Yeah, just playing along, figuring out what happens.
Yeah.
Do you do a lot of jamming normally? Like, do you jam a lot with the artists you work with, or is it mostly learn the stuff and go?
I would say with a lot of the artists that I work with, it's learn the stuff and go. I jam a lot with friends, definitely. I try to do a lot of that. And then I write a lot of drum parts for like someone will send me a song that's written and maybe they did it with demo drums, but they don't want me to hear it or they don't even have any drums written. And so I do a lot of like coming up with parts like that, which is always really fun.
Cool.
But yeah, I always love when I get to like write a song in the room, but so much stuff is done remotely now that it's like, you know.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Well, you nailed that challenge.
Thank you.
Above and
great.
beyond expectation. So let's get into our next fun event. We're going to put you in the hot seat. It's time for everybody. It's time for, as the camera makes it all the way over. Here we are. Blast beats, everyone. All right. If it's your first time watching this, what we do is we put the artist in the hot seat. Tosh has 60 seconds to answer 20 questions. And if you answer all 20 questions, there's no right or wrong answers.
Okay.
But if you do answer all 20, we're going to give away a prize to someone on YouTube.
Awesome.
All right? So a
hope
little
I
bit of
was-
pressure. There's a little bit of pressure. Not a lot of pressure.
dude.
We're also debuting a brand new countdown clock today.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so
Is it our own?
Control. Yes, it is.
Wow.
We made our own. We were tired of using the other one we had, I guess. So this one's
It's a
much
good run.
hipper and much bluer. So you ready, Tosh?
Let's try it.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and go. Nylon or wood tipsticks?
Wood tips.
Favorite place on the planet?
Amsterdam.
Heel up or heel down?
Heel up.
What music are you listening to right now?
Jazz.
Coated or clear drum heads?
Clear.
Artist you want to work with?
Bon Jovi.
Cymbals, clean or dirty?
Dirty.
Golf or tennis?
Golf.
Do you prefer chain, strap, or direct drive?
Chain.
TV or movies?
TV.
How many snare drums is too many?
None.
White wine or red wine?
White wine? I don't drink wine.
Single or double pedal?
Double.
Flying or driving?
Flying.
Are concert toms still cool?
Yes, always.
Suit or t-shirt?
None.
Neither. Lacquer or wrap drums?
Lacquer.
Steak or seafood?
Steak.
LP or streaming?
What? Oh, LP.
And the last one, we just about got it in.
No!
Got to the last one.
It's going to be Thomas Pridgeon or Kaz Rodriguez.
Thomas Pridgeon. I love Kaz though.
Sorry, Kaz.
Yeah. Had to
I
give
love
you a
Kaz
tough
so
one
much.
there. I would say we could have started the question at 0, so I'm going to say you did it.
Yeah.
I think
See,
so.
I passed the test.
You put thoughtful concern into each answer, so that counts.
I love how I hesitated on seafood or steak when I'm allergic to seafood. I was like,
Like, actually?
yeah.
Like, yeah, no.
What do they win?
We're going to give away a set of our Drumeo in-ears today. Yeah, our eardrums, yes.
Yeah.
Which I don't happen to have on me. I'm actually wearing a different set today, but we're going to give away a set of our in-ears to someone on YouTube. So,
Beauty.
Tosh, I need you to pick a number between 1 and 10.
7.
7, good choice. Here we go. Okay, so our winner is Big Juicy.
All right, Big
Congratulations,
Juicy.
Big Juicy.
Well played.
Email me at krad@drumeo.com with your mailing address, and we're going to send you a set of our Drumeo eardrums in-ear monitors. Congratulations.
Nice.
Thanks for playing along, Tosh. That was great.
Fun times.
All right, now it's time to feature a new drummer that it probably needs a little bit more love shone their way. So we like to feature a drummer every week. We scour the internet, we scour the TikToks, we scour the, the Instagrams. And those of you out there, if you have any drummers that you want to see featured in this segment, send them to me at krad@drumeo.com. We're looking for unsung heroes, so don't send me Dave Weckl, please. Don't send me Vinny Colaiuta, though I love watching them.
Yeah.
We're looking for folks that have like less than 150,000 followers, basically. Probably less than that even. Because there's lots of fantastic drummers out there, just like this drummer, because that means it's time for Groove of the Week. Now that splash screen was seamless.
That was prime.
Perfect.
Well played.
All right, today we're going to feature a drummer named Dario Drums. You can find them at Dario, DARIO DRUMZ, if you're Canadian, Z if you're American. Check out this video.
Sick.
Right?
That dude is sick.
Yeah. At Dario Drums with the Z, everybody. We'll have that below here when we republish this. But at
crazy.
Dario Drums.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very well, amazing drummer. His page is full of really cool video clips. That one just was sort of like I saw it and it was like, what?
Yeah, that's really sick.
Super clean.
Yeah.
And like that sort of stilted thing where it's just like stressful to listen to because it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
That's wild.
So good, dude.
Yeah. Brandon's like right now,
Yeah.
boom.
I want to go
Yeah,
check out more.
send me that one, Brandon.
Yeah. Dario Panza.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
And he's got like, what, 5,000 followers?
Yeah, 5,600.
We need to bump that up to like 56,000.
Yeah.
56 million!
Let's go.
Million.
Do it.
Going for the millions now.
Okay. Is this annoying?
A little bit.
ASMR.
That's it. This would suggest that we're going to our next favorite part of the show. It's time for news.
What do we got, Kyle?
Oh, well, I'm glad you asked. In fact, let me give you one of these. And Tosh, I'm going to throw you. Let's go with the mediums here, Tosh.
Can we open these?
We
or no?
certainly can. So these are, try and be careful though, these are a prize. We are going to give these away to someone in the members area. So
Nice.
these are from the Tackle Instrument Supply Company and partnered with Dragonfly Percussion. These are called stick toppers, or I should just call toppers. And they're, all three of these are just little things you put on your drumsticks to basically create mallets out of them. But they're pretty ingenious. They're fun-looking little things. There's three different hardnesses. So I've got the hard ones here, which are made of leather. They're just little discs of leather. Brandon's got, I think, soft. So those are
felt.
flannel. And the ones you have are canvas. It's pretty cool. They look really well made. They have like a rubber insert with like it's just discs of the material. It's pretty simple. Oh,
That's awesome.
that's
Nice.
super soft.
Yeah.
Okay, here, try the medium. So that's somewhere in between,
Yeah, I don't
clearly.
want- it's a gift. I don't
I'd
wanna break
throw it to you, but I'm definitely gonna miss you. So there we go.
it. Good.
Yeah. So I mean, you can put these on your sticks, especially in a pinch if you don't want to buy an expensive set of mallets. These are less expensive than a set of mallets. A pair of these is $28 US. And you got different hardnesses, so you can get whichever one you want. They'll fit pretty much any drumstick. What are you running for a stick there? What size
This is
drumstick?
Extreme 5B.
Okay, so that's kind of a middle-sized drumstick. They seem to fit pretty good.
Yeah, definitely.
Super easy to use, simple design. I quite like how they're. just
I
really
like that
simple.
it doesn't feel like it's gonna fall off.
Yeah,
'Cause, like,
yeah.
that, I would feel like that was my first thing thinking in my head is like that it's gonna come flying off.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, it feels secured.
And I would say with the material they've used, it'll probably wear in over time, so they'll probably get even softer or richer sounding.
Yeah.
The flannel one's very soft.
So I think a normal pair of felt mallets is what, like 60
It's
bucks?
crazy what they cost now. Yeah, they're
like-
between like 40 and $60. So these $28 a pair.
Yeah, like half price.
But it's about half price. And plus then you're just grabbing a pair of your favorite sticks and turning
Nice.
them in. You could probably, no, maybe not. I was gonna say, you might be able to put them on some sticks if you play a small enough drumstick. Put them on the butt ends, then you can do the old Moffat or Jerry Brown, Jerry Brown. You know.
I remember seeing. I think Chad Wackerman had a signature stick that was like mallets on the back.
Dennis Chambers did. Yeah.
Oh, really sick.
So unlike last week's review, which we eviscerated the product, did you watch that at all?
I didn't see that one.
It
yet.
wasn't pretty.
Oh wait, the electronics?
It was the silent drumsticks.
Oh, okay.
They will not speak to us, I don't think.
Oh, okay. on
It
the
was
record.
very honest. It was very honest. As this is today's, we like this one a lot.
I mean,
so.
I would use
Yeah,
these.
this is really cool.
Yeah, so check them out. They're available at all your favorite drum retailers, Big Band Distribution. Thank you for sending us these to check out. Now, these reviews are not paid in any way, so they could be good, they could be bad, but they're always honest.
Always honest. I love that.
And I guess go watch last week's episode if you don't believe us.
Now, for those of you that are curious about last week's episode, it's not actually public yet because we had a technical error.
And we're working on it.
We are working on it.
Yes.
It is in the podcast already. It went up on Friday, so if you want to listen to it, please go listen to
Dude,
that
I need
section.
to know about this.
I want to go listen to it.
We had Aaron Edgar as our guest, and Aaron did not like them. And he was
All right, well,
very honest.
See y'all later. I'm gonna go watch that.
See the roast.
Which reminds me, don't forget to go back and check our other previous episode on the future of drumming. Comment below that video, watch it first, then comment below the video saying how you might use the Evans hybrid sensory percussion setup. Because we're gonna choose a winner who's gonna win one of those setups worth over $1,500.
Nice.
We're choosing that winner live on our September 25th episode. So please go check that one out. That's episode 42 if you like to know, if you're into that sort of thing. But yeah, all right.
Who wins this?
I'm just gonna pick that. Thank you, Brandon.
Yeah, of
Look at
course.
you keeping me on track. I love it.
I mean, I could just take him home, but
You could.
but we won't. 'Cause
We're gonna give that away to one of our members. So let's see. Brandon, you want to give me a number between 1 and 6?
let's go with 5.
5. Good choice. Good choice. I'm gonna go with Bushcat.
Bushcat.
Congratulations, Bushcat in the Drumeo members area.
Nice.
You have won all 3 sets of these toppers. So email me at krad@drumeo.com. I will send you all 3 sets of these. And I want a review from you. Let us know, Bushcat, what you think of these. I don't even care if you have an electronic kit. You can still use them.
Also, I have to share one idea. Michael J.S. in the Drumeo chat. Great idea for an episode. Drumeo reacts to drum products from Wish.com.
We've thought about it.
Can we please do it?
We have thought about it.
What
Yes.
what is that?
It's like, what is Wish.com? It's like an Amazon, but like but like an Etsy.
Yeah, it's like the least expensive place to buy things.
Okay.
But they're not like any brand version of anything.
It's
So
user made.
almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could buy a snare drum for probably $25 and it's a brand name you've never heard of and is probably complete. But yeah, it can be very widely varying on what you actually get versus what you think you bought.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun.
That's fun.
That would be
Sounds like a good time.
great.
It
episode.
could
hold on
be.
to these?
It'd be entertaining.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and it comes in a little cool little bag too,
Yeah.
which is nice.
I think I untied that on accident.
All right, so we're at the end of the episode, which means it's time to give away a 1 year's membership to someone on YouTube. Let's see. Do we have anybody in was there anybody here that we were super excited about today in the chat? Let me just have a quick look. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do it that way. We're going to do it randomly as we always do. Somebody in the chat, Tosh, please pick another number between 1 and 15.
13.
13. All right. 13. Da-da-da-da-da. Yellow Surfer. Congratulations. You have won a
Nice.
1 year's member to Drumeo. All you have to do is email me at krad@drumeo.com. We'll get you all set up. You can be part of our membership, which has all kinds of cool stuff. We have over 5,000 drumless songs. In fact, we used a bunch of them today.
Yes, we did.
Yep. They have full transcription. So if you wanted to know the actual original drum parts, you could learn them. You could then do your Tosh thing to them, make your own parts up. We've got thousands of hours of lessons with your favorite drummers. We have Thomas Pridgeon. We have Thomas Lang. We have Kaz Rodriguez. We're soon to have Tosh.
Yeah. And a bunch of
Brandon.
his, some of your drum parts transcribed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Be
there
coming
you
up
go.
soon, so.
Yeah, coming
All
up
you got to
soon.
do is go over to drumeo.com/trial. Yes.
Yes.
And you can be a member with us. You can have a free 7-day trial. Look, just like it says on the screen. The screen is
Boom.
always right.
Screen's
always
always
right.
right.
Trust the
right.
screen.
Trust the screen. All right, we're at the end of the episode. Thank you so much, Tosh, for doing this.
Thanks for having me, dude.
Do we
This
have
is awesome.
a student of the week?
We're just gonna do that right now.
Oh,
Yeah, Brandon, thank you for
Wow.
hanging out today.
of course. Always a pleasure.
And we're gonna end this episode off with, as I throw to the splash screen for Student of the Week. Ruined it.
There it is.
They're laughing their butts off in the control room because they're like,
It's not good enough.
time for Student of the Week. Student of the Week, congratulations to Drumeo student Shay C. Shay C's always wanted to play the drums, even way back in the early 90s. That's not that long ago, by the way, just so you know. He said never really had the resources to do so. Learned to play acoustic guitar instead. That's all right, I guess.
Could be worse.
But it could be worse. More accessible, I get it. Drumming, you have to really make a commitment. We were talking about that at lunch, playing at 2 o'clock in the morning. That's hard to find places to do. But he says, she says, after 3 decades, saw an ad for Drumeo online, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to go get myself a drum set. Took part in 30-Day Drummer, which is currently running right now.
Yes.
Season 3 is happening. But let's see the results that Shay C got in 30 days in 30-Day Drummer. We'll see you guys all again next week. We have a special episode next week. It's going to be a call-in show.
Oh.
I'm saying it now because that way we have to do it. You're going to get a chance to call in and ask us anything. So we'll see you all next week. And here is Shay C playing us out. See you, everybody.